I'm Spencer Linton alongside Jerem Jordan. Happy early New Year as we push into 2024 and basketball gets going. Technically before the new year in the Big 12 if you're on the women's side. That said, we welcome in the head coach of BYU women's basketball, Amber Whiting, to tip off Big 12 play on the basketball side. Coach, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
How are you feeling about being the first BYU basketball team to enter into official Big 12 play?
We are excited. I'm excited. The girls have been working really, really hard, and it's going to be fun to just step out there and show what they can do.
How would you sum up non-conference play so far and what you've kind of learned and excelled at and figured out that you need to do a little bit better going into a tough league?
The teams changed and evolved, and I've seen a lot of growth, especially in our younger players, and just coming together chemistry-wise. I've learned how to sub as far as rotation goes. Glaring things, turnovers, we got to get better at, and so we worked on those really a lot lately. So yeah, just going into conference play, I'm excited.
You could not have guessed at what would happen in a given season, let alone Ari with the ACL and Nani leaves the team, and what you've gone through so far. How has this helped your team sort of weather these storms? And you're probably in the middle of some of these still.
Just watching them come together, it's been really, when Nani left, that was tough, that was hard, and Ari goes down, and then we had a couple that had signed and then didn't come back, right? And so it just, like, what my team looked like last June compared to now is completely different. But just seeing them come together and the love that they have for each other, and they just want to win. And so that's their commonality, and they're just really hard workers, and just the toughness that they have. And so they just step into whatever role that they're asked, and that's what I really love about what they're doing.
By necessity, you are starting two true freshmen on your guard line, and
yes,
you take it for what it is. It's been, as in your words, it's been a surprise, but at times it's been maddening and frustrating. So you talked about growth. Where have you seen specifically Kaylee Wilson and Amari Whiting grow the most as they have taken on this bigger role?
Well, Amari started out limited minutes, right? And so as she's gotten more minutes, I feel like her decision-making has gotten a lot better. And she's been able to defend more how I wanted her to defend. And then Wilson obviously was a surprise for everyone across the board. I don't think people realized or gave her credit for what she brought as far as shooting goes, and she's obviously had to step into more of a ball handling role with Nani out at first and then gone. And so just those two, I feel like we put a lot of pressure on them, but they're handling it, and I feel like they're just built for it, and they rely on each other to help each other. Like, there's tough times out there, there's turnovers that happen there, and there's some moments where I just have to close my eyes and be like, okay, they're freshmen, like, just don't blow them up right now. But then, so but they're getting better. There's less and less of those moments. But going in the Big 12, they're going to be challenged yet again. And so they're ready for it, and they're ready to take that on, I feel like.
Being thrown into the fire for sure. For shooters, the 180 scale is like a thing, right? A 50, 40, 90. Kaylee is a 184 right now. She is just shooting the lights out. But the most consistent part of your team, of course, is Lauren Gustin. Still at 15.5 rebounds and leading the team at almost 17 a game. How has she evolved as a player in her final season?
Well, you can see her passing has gotten incredible. We worked on, she's going to get double teamed, triple teamed, which she always has, right? But passing out of that and her assist has gotten, she's very, very good at that right now. But her leadership, too. I feel like her leadership on and off the court, it's evolved, and I've seen a huge step in that. And from even last year to this year, and she's taken those younger girls under her wing and been like, okay, this is how we do things, and this is what makes it or breaks it. And so she's just been really good that way.
Amber Whiting is with us on BYU Sports Nation, the head coach of BYU women's basketball. 13 games in non-conference in the books, 10-3, solid start. What's the biggest question mark that remains for you after 13 games before you venture into the Big 12?
I'm excited, and I want to see other people step up. Like I told my women yesterday, it's not good enough to have 2 or 3 playing at their best. I need 13 girls playing at their best, and the bench obviously brings a huge lift for us. And with Davenport and Rose and Aaliyah and whoever comes off the bench in that nature, I need that lift from them. So I can't have people just come in and just, be okay. I want everybody playing at their best, and so that's what I'm looking forward to.
That's what will be required in this league to make the NCAA tournament, which is certainly the goal for this group. let's go back to what Kaylee Smiler did a couple games ago. That was unbelievable. Like the grit and the guts of someone who is a tough person, and she has 8 staples in her head, no numbing. Like what? Like that was crazy. What was that like mid-game to kind of hear like, how is she? What is she doing? Oh, she's available. Oh, she's gonna have a career high. Oh, she's gonna have the game-sealing free throws late, like in front of her family all together. That was pretty cool.
In the moment, you don't really. I don't look at stats. I can't. You know what I mean? I don't find them. I don't know. So it wasn't until after the game I realized it was her career high. And to do that in front of her family was really, really special. But also, when she went down, I didn't know she got staples. Like, I just thought they took her back, checked her out, and came back, right? And then our trainer came and said she's available. And I'm like, okay, let's go. Like, and so then it was after the game I found out she got staples, too. And I'm like, wow. Like, if you don't know her, that is incredible. But then you know her, and she just embodies everything that my team is, that grit, that toughness, that comeback. And so she's a leader, and she leads by example, and that was like a pure example of what she does for us.
I think the best compliment that you could pay her, you said to me offline, and that was, I never have to worry about her in any way, shape, or form around the team. Like, there's never a question about her mind and heart being in the right place.
Yeah, she's always going to give me 110%. And she's always like up to the challenge to lock down shooters, to lock down whoever she's, going to go guard. And she holds our team, our girls, to that standard. And I really, really, really love that about her.
Give us a sense of kind of what you've seen from the Big 12, looking, from afar, and then we'll dive into TCU in a sec.
Well, 5. Any given time, 5 or 6 are ranked in the top 25, right? So we're going to go into this league, and every night out is a challenge, and that's what I'm excited about. Like, it's exciting to take on that challenge and to step in every game knowing that you got to give your best and you're getting to take on the best. So that's what I'm excited about as far as the games go. Every team is a little bit different in how they play, their style. Do they press the whole time? Do they not? But every team has that 1, 2, 3 punch as far as players go. And so it's going to be a challenge for us, but I'm excited for it.
You feel good about your own 1, 2, 3 punch?
Yes, I do. And 4, 5, and 6. Like, I really, they're playing well together, and we've worked on the good, better, best shots, right? And so we've showed them, like, as far as turnovers go, it's, when you make the game of basketball easy, it's fun to watch, and you get better shots, and so we're just really working on that lately.
I never thought Elder Oaks talk would be about basketball shots. Good, better, best. That's nice.
Yes.
That's a good application there.
At Big 12 Media Days, we discussed the always interesting expectations. You're picked to finish 11th, and you said that's going to motivate you. But what is a fair expectation for your team in a conference that is on a regular basis going to have 5 or 6 teams ranked in the top 25? How do you navigate that?
I always want the girls focused on the game before us. I don't want them focused on the end, the outcomes. Like, I don't want them even looking at our last game of the season. I want them looking at tomorrow. And so I feel like when we do that, we have better outcomes as far as the end result goes. And then you can't look at like, oh, this game we lost, it was a failure. Like, this season was, you know what I mean? So I want them to look at it that way, and being ranked 11th, like, good. Like, I want to go surprise people, Like, I feel like that for us is very motivating in and of itself, and so that's where I want their headspace at.
Do you feel like you have at 10-3 so far?
I feel like we should be, if I'm being realistic, 12-1. Like, I really feel like that, right? So, but we had a lot of challenges that I didn't foresee coming in this, right? So I'm happy with where we're at. I'm not satisfied, though.
So, I mean, just to clarify, you feel like you should have won the game at Wyoming and the game against Missouri State.
Yep.
Utah is what they are.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And that's, I mean, they are a top 10 team, right? Okay, so 12-1. How do you deal with the frustrations of that and maybe use it as something that can benefit your team when it is very frustrating to lose games you feel like you should win?
When you get on winning streaks like that, sometimes you get complacent. And I feel like at Wyoming, that's kind of where we got. And I feel like we can learn from every single loss. And I try to tell my girls, like, can't let the highs get too high, the lows get too low. So then they can just, like, stay even kill, right? And I try and replicate that or emulate that in games, right? Like I can't get like crazy wild. And so if they don't get complacent and learn from the loss, then the loss was actually okay for us, right? And then we got back going. But in Missouri State, I feel like we came out flat as well. And we didn't rely on our defense. We didn't play together as like we should. And then we got to play the next night, and it was a completely different team as far as that goes. When they get back to basics after a loss, it's really, really rewarding to see that as a coach because they know what's important. And so but it's okay. It's never good to turn 1 into 2, like so.
And it very easily could have
Yes.
been less than 24 hours later, but
Yes.
you know, in the
And we lost Smiler to concussion protocol that game,
Yeah.
so we were even down one more player. And so, like, I mean, think about that, right? So, and the girls it was hard, but they grinded it out.
Okay, TCU, first Big 12 game. What's the scout on the Horned Frogs?
They are very balanced. They have a really good presence inside and a really, really good shooter. Both are averaging over 20 a game, and so we really have to shut them down and defensively lock in. And their point guard is like the motor, and she just goes. And there's been games she's played 40 minutes. So we have a challenge in front of us. But I feel like defensively, they haven't really faced a team like us. So I really am excited to see what we can go do.
What is it that you do that you feel like is different than teams they have faced?
We have principles, we have discipline, like as far as watching their game film, right, to teams that they've faced. And as long as we stick to those and actually execute, we're going to be okay.
That's always the goal.
It's always good to execute the game plan.
I know, for sure.
Exactly.
Amber, it's great to talk with you. We're super excited about you opening up Big 12 play. Give you some BYU Sports Nation karma to take to Fort Worth.
Thank you.
Good luck against the Horned Frogs as you
you.
seek for win number 11 overall and number 1 in Big 12 play.
Let's go.
Yes.
Thanks, Coach.
Perfect.